Hey all, it's my graduation day. So I am graduating from my 2 years master's program in the UK from Kingston University finally today. So it's my convocation. I am pretty ready and now I'm going to get my gowns and stuff sorted out. So yeah, let's see how that whole thing unwraps. Whatever. Thanks for coming in my graduation.
No problem.
Do you have something to say to me?
No, I just live close by and that's why I came.
What the fuck? Again, one more chance. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, but congratulations.
Okay.
And you said,
আসো তো আমার vlogging. Just tell me how do you feel to be here?
I feel amazing! Yay! I came like half an hour before so that I can see her graduate. I'm so happy. My girl did it! There we go!
So Joseph, tell me how excited you are.
Tell me how excited you are to be with us! Joseph, tell us how excited you are to be with us!
It's a beyond infinity.
Beyond infinity! Do you love us?
A lot.
Aww.
Oh, he loves us!
Hey, say it in the camera as
Say it
well.
in the camera!
I love you guys.
Yeah. Hello, Miss.
I'm full, I feel like human again.
Good.
Thank you guys for feeding me.
Story time. So I hope you enjoyed a very brief vlog of my graduation day. I could not film much that day, to be honest. So I thought at the end of it, let me give you a brief story of how I ended up doing masters in the UK and do I recommend it, what are the things that I did or I went through to get where I am today, and is life very like peachy creamy here? Is it that glamorous as it seems in social media or as the relatives thinks that they are? Let's just get into it and unwrap it and you will get to know the truth. As I said in my channel, it's always the real talk, so I'm just not gonna be sugarcoating or filtering anything. I will just share all my experiences. So yeah, I am here with my classic Americano and some biscuit. I'm very hungry, so I'm just gonna eat and talk, huh? So this idea of doing masters came in my mind. Not doing masters, so I always wanted to do something after my graduation. I always wanted to do a masters. I did not want doing a job like after my bachelor's, so I always knew I'm gonna do something, but I did not think, or I never even like dreamt about coming abroad. It is sudden. Like everybody used to tell me, even my mom used to tell me, you know, people go abroad and settle there or work there for a few years, you could try that. But I'm like, no, not moving away from the country, that's just too much. So it was 2020, middle of the COVID. GDP is, and I am extremely worried about my future at that point. And I was a almost third year student in BTech, in mechanical engineering, and I was doing it from a college in Kolkata called Techno International Newtown, and it was good, it was going good, but I was like, this market where are the jobs? I'm a mechanical student. I don't think I'll get anything remotely relatable to that. I'm just gonna get something IT, and then I have to work from the scratch. I have to learn coding, and like, yes, I don't mind learning coding because it's a very useful skill. And in future, in my masters, I had to learn coding, and I changed my direction. But my point was that if I am studying for mechanical, I should be able to work where there is something remotely mechanical. If I studied for something else, that's great. Then I need to change my study path and everything. And also, my parents never wanted me to like work straight away. They wanted me to do that like master's degree first and then start working. So I was like weighing my options and everything. I did look into CAT and everything, all the competitive exams, GATE and everything. Then I had a thought that how about doing masters in abroad, because you get more exposure. The kind of studies that goes around here is quite different from India. It's more practical based learning, and I have always been someone who liked that. I do not like theory based learning. I like to do it hands on. I mean, use my brain, make some projects and stuff like that. Even when I was doing BTech, I competed in ACT Chhatra Vishwakarma Award, and both of the times we have been selected to the finals. So I have always been someone who likes hands-on things, and not theory and just studying and studying. I mean, yeah, that's fun at its own, but yeah, not the big fan. So I'm like, let's just give that a thought. And at that time, my senior from my college, Nilinduda, who I cannot thank enough for everything that he has done from that day to guide me, I called him. I asked him what's the process of this whole thing. So he said, so you have to first clear IELTS exam or TOEFL exam, but mostly in UK you get to do IELTS. It's English comprehensive test. So different university has different cutoff for that band. So my university had 6.5 cutoff. There are 4 modules: listening, reading, writing and speaking. So you need to prepare for that, and that exam costs around 15,000 to like application fee, the exam application fee. So I'm like, okay, and then you have to choose your university and then apply there. I'm like, how do you apply? He's like, so you need to talk to an agency who does that, because doing it alone, it's a bit of a drag, it's a problem. I mean, you don't know exact portals and it's hard. So I'm like, okay. So I went to some agencies and they gave me a quotation of 60,000 rupees to just to prepare me for IELTS and to like apply to the universities for me. I'm like, and then give me guidance on that. I'm like, no, 60,000 for that crap? No, not gonna happen. So I, at that time, a lot of ads were popping up in my YouTube about Lip Scholar, this online counseling company who does this for 149 rupees. At that time it was going on something 149 rupees. Later on people got the offer for like 49 rupees as well. I'm like, is this even real? I mean, this could be easily a scam. So my mother said that just give the money, 149 rupees there, and take the whole thing. If they are scam, then you are just losing 149. There is not that much of a risk. I'm like, okay. So I gave 149 rupees and they were not scammed. They were amazing. Like, they have prepared for the IELTS exam. They have prepared, like, you helped me with university selection. They have helped me with my personal statement writing, my referencing. They have helped me with the application process through and through. They have helped me even applying for the visa. They have applied the visa for me as well. So everything was done in 149 rupees, guys, compared to what I have been initially quoted of 60,000 rupees. So I'm like, okay. And at that point, now the main part, finance. I come from a very low middle class family, and my university fee was £15,600, which goes around at that time 16 lakhs. And then there is extra you have to show. In total I had to show 32 lakhs for my visa, and there is no way in hell my parents didn't have that kind of money, so I did have to take a loan. and I took it from a private company because I did not have a collateral to give. So I do not recommend that. Private, do not take education loan or this amount of loan from a private company. I regret doing that, but whatever. I took the loan of 32 lakhs. I have a 32 lakhs debt on my head, but yeah, we'll get there when we have to cross that bridge. Then I figured that finance out. I have like applied for my visa, got my visa, and you know, the all this while everything was going on when I was continuing my BTech. So I passed my BTech. I finished my BTech in 2022 2022 June, and I started my master's class 2022 September. So everything was happening all at once. I was almost gonna miss the deadline if my university did not give me the final year result in time. Then I got that, put it through, got the CAS. The visa timeline was very like steep as well. Like it takes 15 to 20 days, sometimes 30 days. I was like, please give me within 15 days, otherwise I won't be able to take the first class back in the UK. And my first class was 19th September, and got the visa in time, and I landed in UK in 2022 14th September, and life drastically changed. So I have never been out of house at this point. I have always lived with my parents, and I was very coddled and pampered, to be honest. But yeah, I was very street smart. I knew how to do my like other works, like works of bank, finances, all this outside work. I knew how to handle all of it very well. So I wasn't worried about that. But I have never done any household chore that much. Like, my mother does not like the way I work in house, so she never let me. Here, when I came here, I like had to take care of household, I have to take care of my studies, and also I needed to pay my bills, because the money that I came with in from the loan, first of all, that's a loan money. I did not want to like spend it all at once, and also it is not enough for me to survive every month. I had to pay my rent, my bills, my food, and for that I needed a part-time job. Now within 2 weeks of landing, I applied frantically, and I got a part-time job in McDonald's as a server, as a crew member. And me being me, who did not do my household chores, went to McDonald's, did my 8-hour shift, came back, sat on my bed, and I could not move because my body just gave up. Because in McDonald's here, at least, I don't know about India, the crew member had to be on their feet for the entire time of the shift with a half an hour break in between, constantly giving out orders. And at the end, you get to close the McDonald's, which means you have to do deep cleaning, jharu, pocha, like deep cleaning, and the greasy floors, like all the greasy floors and everything, that would be like chamakna chahiye at the end of your shift. And me, who like, not only me, I think most of the kids from Indian household, we grew up with house helps and everything. Like, I think even lower middle class family can afford one house help in India, because in India labor is cheap. Doing that hard labor job at the age of 21, when I had no prior experience as such, I think even our moms who works at home, who are homemakers and everything, they can't even handle the kind of physical labor they require over here. My body just gave up. I sat down and I couldn't move because I was just locked. I started crying. I could not move to the toilet or anything. And around that time, it hit me that I am not going back home for one more year. And I cried every single day. I cried myself to the sleep, and I was like regretting what am I doing. Then I had 9 to 5 9 to 5 classes. So my classes were every 1 week, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, 1 week off, 1 week again, that like this alternative week. So the week that I have classes, I'm doing classes entire week, 9 to 5. Then on Saturday, Sunday, I'm doing 8, 8, 16. Like in total, we could work 20 hours in UK as a part-time student, like in part-time as a student. So to get the money, get more money, make sure my bills are paid in time and I can get food in time, I had to make sure that I'm doing most of it. So mostly the shifts were 8 hours, so 8, 8, 16 for Saturday, Sunday. But we tend to stay a little, ask for a little bit more timing as well, so we get as much money as we could make. And that is how it continued, like doing everything on your own and studies. Then there are assignments, classes, everything on your own. International students journey, I mean, it's just the reality and it's sad. And then so 2022 के December तक तो I was still okay. Comes January and I start looking for a job. That's another nightmare. So my course was like masters 1 year and 1 year professional placement. So placement के लिए the job we had to find, like we had to make our own CV. Yeah, the university, like India की तरह नहीं है. University will guide you making the CV and everything, but they won't get companies to your doorstep for you to give exams. You have to find a job, you have to find the interview, you have to give the interview, you have to get the job. That is all. The university is not responsible for any of it. None of the universities are. So start finding a job. I did work on my CV in January, and I did start applying for it, and I have applied for 500 jobs. And at that point I hated my McDonald's ka job, and I'm like, I need to get out of this. If I don't like submit my professional placement in time, I might have to start sticking with this McDonald's thingy for like foreseeable future to pay my bills, and I am not doing it because I hate it from the gut of myself. I'm like, I am not here to do this. Absolutely not. No disrespect for the people who do it. I know how it is, but like it was a zid from my inside that no, this is not for me. I need to do something better. So I started applying for jobs. I have applied over 500 jobs. I got rejected by 450 because I have an Indian passport and they need to sponsor me in future too for me to stay here, and most of the companies doesn't want to take the liability. And getting a job in bigger companies like Big Four, PwC, Capgemini, and etc, it's very hard. First of all, some internal reference would help, but unless you have unless you know someone or you know how to network very well, it's just hard. Okay, now at that point, one day I was daydreaming while walking back from my part-time. I'm a Pisces, I'm a daydreamer, I'm a certified daydreamer. So I'm daydreaming that like at that point I was like, it was March. I'm like, even if I get a job right now, I can't start the job. Like another problem, like there are 50 more who reached out to me within 500. They asked me, can you start immediately? I'm like, I can start immediately, but I can do it only 20 hours, not full time. They rejected me there as well because obviously they needed it right now. I'm like, even if I get a job, like what if somebody could like let me work for 20 hours from now to like September, then from October I can start full time and that will count as my placement. And I thought of myself that who would do that, whatever the daydreaming you are doing. But I finally got an interview from my current company who actually agreed to that, and I got the job in April. I still remember it. It was April 15th. April 15th I gave my final round of interview, and somewhere around April 18th or 19th I got my job. And that was a moment for me, and I worked from May 2nd to September 30th to in my company as a 20 hours part-time employee, and that later on went on as my professional placement. I'm the first student in my batch who got a professional placement. I literally went and knocked in the door saying, hey, got a placement. They're like, it's just April, you have time till June, you already got a placement. They're like shocked, because it's very hard to get a placement. So there are 32 people in my class who came with a professional placement from from the beginning, but only me and my friend Rachel, only two of us from our class actually secured a professional placement in time, and rest of them had to take a early graduation last year. So they were quite impressed, and I am quite impressed with me as well. At that point I was living in London, because my university is Kingston University, London, and it was like part-time, and also it was work from home, so I did not mind it. Now cut to the August, my current agreement was like, of the lease of the rent was like expiring as well, so I needed to move, and Birmingham is quite cheaper than London, a lot cheaper, and I really liked Birmingham at that point. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna move to Birmingham, and I did make the move. And yeah, since then I have finished my placement here, and I graduated this January finally. I had my convocation, the videos that you saw, with after all the hardships and everything. Like, I'm not perfect, but I feel proud of myself, and I think I have made my parents proud as well. So that's an achievement, and I did graduate with a distinction in my degree, which is a cherry on the top. Although, to be honest, marks doesn't matter, nobody asked for my results here. So yeah, that's how it is. So I hope you had a understanding of how the life is here. But if you want to know more about housing situation, there are lots of struggle finding housing, living here, and the survival situation here, finance. I mean, if you want me to make videos of how much you need to spend, you spend here and everything, let me know in the comments. And if you stayed till the end, leave a red heart in the comments so I know who stayed till the end. And yeah, I mean, let me know what you want to know more. And thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for being here in this video. Have a lovely rest of the week.